Hi, this is Sean, and today we're going to go over how to override the output of a Drupal field. By default, all of Drupal's fields are output using a theme function that's part of the core Drupal field module. And let me show you what I mean. We'll take a look. We'll open up our IDE here, and here we have Drupal 7 install. And if we navigate to Drupal's modules folder and find the field module, and we'll peek inside of there, and let's take a look at the core field module file. And we'll open this up and let's search for the theme function. Okay, so here it is, and if we look at function theme field, and here's the output that this function renders. And basically this is the standard output you're going to see for any field in Drupal. And as you can see, all of the HTML is output using PHP. Now if we wanted to change or override any of this output, we could copy this whole function into our theme and change the word theme to the name of the theme that we copy it into. And also you can change the name of the theme function to target specific fields by name, type, and or content type. And that's one way to override the output of a field. Another way is to use the template files, and that's the way we're going to go over today. They're both essentially the same. They achieve the same effect, but with the theme overrides, you're programming, outputting everything through PHP, including the HTML. With the template file, you can just type in your HTML without having to output it in PHP, and that's the main difference. So to get started, we're going to go ahead and in the same module folder located in Drupal modules field, the same place where we already are, there's a subfolder called theme. So we'll take a look inside of there, and here's a field TPL, which stands for template.php file. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. And this basically outputs the exact same thing that we were just looking at with the theme function, except that it's output using a different method. And this doesn't do anything right now, and if you can see, there's even a warning in here, or a notice. This file is not used and is here as a starting point for customization only. After copying this file to your themes folder and customizing it, remove this HTML content. So basically it tells you right there how to get started. Okay, so what we're going to do, we'll close both of these. We're going to copy that field tpl.php file to our clipboard, and then we have in our sites folder our own custom theme, which is a bootstrap sub-theme, okay, and it has its own template folder. Now we're going to copy that field template file into the templates folder here. You can really put it in any folder you'd like to within your sub-theme, but for organization purposes, you usually want to put that in a subfolder called templates, where you'll put all of your template files. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and paste that. So now we have a copy of the field.tpl.php file that was originally in Drupal's core field module template folder. And if we open that up, it's the same thing we were just looking at. So as per the instructions, just to make it cleaner, we'll go ahead and delete that comment. All right, and we're going to go ahead and save it. Now it should be noted, field.tpl.php is going to override every single field that's output on your website. This is never recommended to do. It's not efficient to use the template overrides in this method. The practical purpose is to target specific fields or field types. And I'll show you what I mean. If we navigate to our website, our demo site, we have some content types set up here. So we have an article. It's the standard article content type. We've made some modifications to it though. Added an author field. So if you see here, there's a author field with a machine name of field_author, and it's an entity reference field that simply references Drupal users that we want to link to specific articles as the author. Okay, so again, note that this entity reference, its machine name is field author. So if we go back to our field template file, we're going to close this out, but we see where we put it in the templates folder. We're going to rename this to field field author. Now it's important to note here the 2 dashes. If we look at documentation on Drupal.org and even within the core file itself, it gives samples, but it always says 1 dash. So it's very important to note that this is wrong and you actually need 2 dashes. And anywhere where your field name has what was an underscore, for example here, you're always going to change that to a dash. So if you see what we did again, it's field field author, which is representative of field_author, and then we leave the rest the same, .tpl.php. Okay, so we have that opened up now, and this is very important. For Drupal to recognize our new theme, we have to flush the caches. So let's do that. Now Drupal should be using our new template file to output the to render the output of all author fields on our website. So if we look at our website, and let's go to our content. Here is an article, and here we have the entity reference for the article referencing an author. This is all fake content, by the way. But now this field output should be being rendered using our new copy of the field template. So right now it's exactly the same as the core field, but let's go ahead and make some changes. If we look here, this is where the label is output, and you see it says print label here, and it has the colon afterward. Alright, we're going to go ahead and remove that logic completely, including the colon, and let's type in something, article author, and we're going to save this. And now if we go back and look at our article content type, well, first we actually need to make a change. Let's go into the content article, and for manage display we have the label hidden. So let's go ahead and turn the label on. Come back and refresh this. Now you see it says article author. So this is kind of neat. It allows us to do a couple things here. If we look at our article content type, the field label is actually author. Sometimes you want to have one label to display to your content editors who are creating content. So where it says author here, but maybe you want to render the label differently when it's output on the website, or even just to get rid of that colon that's displayed by default after it. So that's basically all there is to it. You just copy the default field template from the core field module template folder into your own themes folder, clear the caches, and then modify the template file as needed. And you can do some pretty neat stuff with this. You can add custom logic, so you can check if the item, the field value contains certain values, and change the output dynamically if you need to. You don't want to do too much processing though. This method does have a little bit more overhead than using the theme function override. But this is nice because it's very clean, and especially for themers, it allows you to directly type in HTML and then just include the PHP where you need to do dynamic output or logic. And if we look at the template file that we copied over, it gives you some instructions here, tells you what variables are available. So we have the items variable, which is what is looped through right here. So if you have multi-values, it's going to loop through each item, and that's the actual field value that's rendered for output. So you have access to that, all your field values through the items. The label variable, label hidden, is Boolean. It's yes or no, or on or off, basically, if the label is marked hidden or not. Classes, which is all the CSS classes that are relevant for this field output. And also, this is kind of handy. We have the element with the object key, which is the node or entity that it's attached to, and view mode, element view mode, which is basically full, teaser, or any other custom view modes you might have set up so you can react dynamically on your output depending on how the field is being viewed, if it's in a teaser or a full view mode. So that's some examples, and you have some more that you can take a look at yourself. And again, just to review, you have some choices on the field naming conventions on how to target the field output, so the specificity for it. So the first one is just field, which would be field.tpl.php, which would target all fields. And again, just a reminder, that's not recommended to use the theme file or template file override method that we're discussing here to target all fields, because it's not very efficient. The next one is field name. And again, all the documentation does not seem to be accurate. You're actually going to want 2 dashes here, and field name would be the full name of the field, which is the method that we just went over in this example. And just a reminder, replace all underscores with dashes. The next one is field type, where you can target all instances of a field of a specific type. For instance, text is the example here. And again, instead of 1 dash, you would want 2 dashes. And one other example that's not listed here is you could target specific field or field types within a specific content type. So you could do, for example, field dash dash body dash dash article dot tpl dot php, and this would target all of the body fields within only the article types. So that allows a high level of specificity to target very specific fields. So that's just a quick overview on how to create and override your own custom field template files. Hope this was helpful.